and welcome to this brand new episode. What Theme Park Family's doing. We're actually doing a weekly podcast where pretty much I get people on the show. We're going to fire some questions at them. Hopefully you guys can also fire some questions at us by commenting below these videos, these podcast videos. Also catch us on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter. So, this is exciting. This is brand new. This is something what I've always wanted to do, to be fair. So, Lewis, hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm fantastic. I'm super excited. Now, how this is going to go, pretty much, we've got about, 2 or 3 subjects what we're going to talk about. Now, it's all going to well doing it in the vlogs, but unfortunately, with the vlogs, you kind of, you go on a ride, and then you kind of review it, and then you got to go to the next ride. As this kind of episode is, kind of digests into our real thoughts on them rides, or even, it could be anything. It could be rides, it could be food quality, it could be car parking prices, pretty much anything. So, where should we start then, to be fair, on our subjects?
I think we should start on the first ever video we did at Phantasia Land.
Oh, Phantasialand, what an absolute... It was a good park. It's all right. It's not the greatest. I just think it's because we really had a bad start, pretty much, when we got to the actual airport, and then they said to us pretty much, oh yeah, you got to rent a car out. And we're like, rent a car? What are you on about? I got a taxi booked. And he goes, no, on your sheet of paper, you have to, you got to rent a car. And I goes, no. Eventually, we got it sorted out, and we did get the taxi eventually. However, though, it's in the where our hotel was, it was in the middle of nowhere, and Phantasialand was quite far away.
It was like 10-15 minutes taxi drive.
Well, at least. But I'll just give you a heads up. If you are going to Phantasialand, make sure you stop at the hotel, because there isn't many hotels or B&Bs around Phantasialand itself. They are quite far out. So that's my tip to you guys. If you are going to Phantasialand, make sure you stop at the hotel. It'll be a hell of a lot easier anyway. So anyway, what are your thoughts on Phantasialand anyway?
Well, there is some good rides like Taron and Black Magic.
Black Magic? You mean Black Mamba?
Black Mamba. Although there are some terrible rides like the Hollywood Tour.
Oh, the Hollywood Tour, which we found by accident, to be fair. It was more on... we were looking for... I think it was a VR ride, roller coaster.
Yeah, something like that.
And we ended up going around the corner, and we saw a Hollywood Cruise, was it called, or something like that?
Hollywood Tour.
Hollywood Tour. Awful ride. Absolutely dated. If you can avoid it, avoid it. I must admit, with Phantasialand, it's got potential, and don't get me wrong, the scenery is amazing. It really is. I mean, the rock work is incredible. And they are building a new a new flying coaster, a bit like Galactica at Alton Towers, which I think is coming out next year. I don't get the park. I don't know if it's because it's new to me. But then saying that, though, we did Portaventura, and I absolutely love Portaventura, and I did Europa Park, and I love Europa Park. So with Phantasialand, I believe it's kind of like a local park, if you want to call it that. A bit like Drayton Manor. You're not going to go miles and miles just to visit Drayton Manor. It's really a local park what people go to. But with Phantasialand, we struggled quite a lot, didn't we?
Yes, we didn't know where anything was, and everything was just in German.
I know, and that's not our ignorance, do you know what I mean? As like Alton Towers, you don't see Spanish or German or anything language around, it's all in English. But I do think it's not, in my eyes, I would not be in any rush to go to Phantasialand at all. However, what other rides were there, mate?
So obviously, like I said, I talked about Taron. It goes up to 60 miles per hour, which is pretty fast, actually. And it's made by Intamin.
Yeah, Intamin it is. Yeah, I think it's got 2 launchers.
It got 2 launchers, yes.
I mean, when you remember when you first saw it, and you go over the crest of the hill, and then you got the beautiful rockery work, and then you just see it there for the first time. Because I've been dreaming to go on this coaster for such a long time. There've been so many videos out there of Taron, and I was like, I cannot wait to ride this coaster, and I'm so glad. And to be fair, that's one of the reasons why I actually ended up in Phantasialand, is because of Taron.
The bad thing about it was if you ever had your hands up, your shoulders would hurt.
Oh, yeah. The force on it. I remember sticking my hands in the air, and I was like, blimey, no, my hands hurt here on my shoulders itself. But overall, it is a fantastic coaster. If anything, I think it's in our top 10.
Yes, our top 10 coasters. I don't know where mine is. I think it's like number 8 or 7.
I think mine's I don't know if mine's number 5 or 6 it could be. But make sure you check out the vlogs for our top 10 anyway. Anything else? Anything what actually stood out for you?
Mystery Castle. One of the best rides I've ever been on.
Yeah. Now, for people who don't know what Mystery Castle is, it's a drop tower.
Yes.
And pretty much, a lot of people think, well, wow, that's great. It just, catapults you up, or a launch tower, or it can drop you. With Mystery Castle, I mean, I just love when you first go to it, you've got this big, giant castle. It's like one of the pillars from the castle itself. And then you walk in there. Although, I did believe, was there actors in there? Because I'm sure there was a headless woman the first time we went in it, sitting on a chair, and then the second time, she wasn't there. Can you remember that?
Yes, I can. I don't know why she was there, but
I just know that when you first go into it, you kind of strap yourself in, and you're thinking, oh, here we go. But the force of it, wow! I've never experienced any force. And you know what? We've been on a lot of drop towers. We've been on Apocalypse. We've been on that one. What's that one at Ventura, where you got the bar between your legs, mate? Which is the most uncomfortable ride you'll ever ride. But to be fair, in my eyes, that is the best. I would say, in my eyes anyway, the best drop tower I've ever been. Just for the theming of it all, how it catapults you, the force of it all, and then you got like little light LEDs. Don't tell me what the story's about, because I ain't got a foggiest, mate. I know that it was all in German, and I was like, I just don't care. I'm just loving this ride. It's absolutely brilliant. But anything what wasn't great, would you say?
Well, obviously I talked about the Hollywood tour, which obviously wasn't the best. I'm pretty sure me and Regan went on Talakan.
The top spinner ride. A bit like, Ripsaw, which is not there anymore. For people who don't know what Ripsaw is, it was like a top spin at Alton Towers. It kind of spins. I didn't go on it because obviously you had to, I think it was 1.4 you had to be. Yeah. And I know that Liam, unfortunately, he wasn't tall enough, so I obviously had to keep an eye on Liam. But you what was it like? Was it really, really good?
Obviously there was a lot of spins, but I feel like it lasted a bit too long. It lasted 2-3 minutes.
Wow.
It should have been like a minute or a minute and a half at least.
What was the theming like around it?
You kind of just walk into the queue. There's a waterfall at one point, but that's about it.
So the queue line's pretty good then, was it? Mm. What about like the fire effects or anything like that?
They were good. Don't get me wrong, but like you couldn't really see it because it obviously happens when you're on the ride, but you're spinning that much, you can't really see the fire.
Yeah. I remember one of the worst things. I shouldn't even say it really, to be fair, because it shouldn't even be wasting our time talking about it. And that's the ghost train. I can't pronounce it. It's in the Chinese area. I don't know if people have been to Phantasialand. And you go in there, and it's weird. I mean, it's super freaky, weird. The animatronics look like they've been there since flipping the 70s. And it just doesn't make any sense at all. That has to be in my top 10 worst rides I've ever ridden. It's a dart ride. I think it's trackless. I'm not 100% sure. No, it's not trackless. Sorry, no, it's not. It's on a track. I remember it now as we're queuing up for it. Absolutely terrible. But I'm not gonna slam Phantasialand because it has got some fantastic things like for Tarrant. And even the rapids. We've not even talked about the rapids yet. I've never experienced rapids like it, where I know that had something at Infinity Falls when we went to SeaWorld at Universal. Not SeaWorld at Orlando. It was shut, unfortunately, when we went, and had Infinity Falls, but I think it was the longest drop on a raft. That actually, before Infinity Falls, that actually was the longest drop.
Really?
And so pretty much, you can imagine being in a big, massive raft on a rapids, and there's this huge drop, and by gosh, you got wet. But once again, you do need to be, I think it was 1.4, because I don't think Liam went on it either. No, in fact, there's a lot of stuff, which don't make sense. He went on Tarrant, which is an incredible coaster, but he can't go on the rapids.
Yeah, I didn't.
I mean, they've got things kind of back to front and upside down and stuff. If you haven't been, go. 100% go to it. Go on that Tarrant, go on Mystery Castle. Some people have different views. So I know there's a few people I know that saying like, Mystery Castle, that's poor. But, you know, there is some rides out there where I think are amazing. They think they're awful and vice versa. But overall, so what would you recommend Phantasialand then? How would you sum it up, Phantasialand?
Definitely go. I probably wouldn't go again. There are some incredible rides, definitely worth going on. And then there's some rides you should just miss and just leave it because
there is before we go to the next subject. I must admit they have the best runaway mine train.
Oh my gosh, yes.
I mean, it was super intense. I've never been on a runaway mine train where I'm literally holding on for dear life. I mean, the speed of that thing is incredible. I absolutely love it, and the theming of it all was amazing as well. What were your thoughts on it?
Well, I'm pretty sure there was almost a vertical drop at one point.
Yeah, the one I remember that actually I think it was near the middle. It was like it's got a big dip. But overall, did you enjoy Phantasialand?
Yes, I did enjoy it actually. They were good rides. They were incredible. That's why I put them in my top 10 actually.
Yeah. Okay, so obviously, you know, that's Phantasialand. It's totally up to you. If you want to visit or not, but the only tip I will say to you guys, if you are going to Phantasialand, like I said earlier on, is make sure you stop at the hotel. I know it may cost a little bit more, but in overall, it's a lot easier. It's a lot better because it is chaos, especially at the end of ride close where everyone is outside trying to get taxis, and you're just waiting there for about 45 minutes. It's ridiculous. But anyway, our next subject, what is it?
Well, lately we actually made a video on the Alton Towers fireworks.
Alton Towers fireworks. Yeah, we did that not long ago. I think it was a few weeks ago, was it?
2 weeks ago, and it was alright, I guess. I mean, obviously, it wasn't what we were expecting. Last year was way better. It felt as if they kind of just ran out of fireworks near the end, so they just thought, chuck it all in one and just get it over with.
I don't know if it was longer than last year. I'm not 100% sure. The only problem I have with the Alton Towers fireworks is the kind of cattle you into this area, and then you watch the fireworks, blah blah blah. And however, though, it's kind of, how can I explain it? It's, you can't see. They've got a stage in front of you. Well, you can't see it. It's on the lake. I think it's on the lake anyway, or just before the lake. Young kids, I remember Liam, he couldn't see anything. Now people are like, yeah, but it's fireworks go off. Yeah, but when you're trying to project a storyline and you're using the stage as a storyline, the kids are not going to get the story. Now, some people will be like, yeah, but kids are not there to listen to the story. Some kids are. I know mine are. Mine are like, well, I want to know. I want the full experience of it all. Some kids just want to see the fireworks and off it goes. But overall, I know a lot of people would and ahhing about this, but I personally don't think they were that great.
No.
I think certain areas of it were absolutely brilliant. And some people say, yeah, but you need to slow it down. You can't just constantly have these fireworks catapulting every 2 seconds. Yeah, you can. Or have a laser show behind it all, or have something else going on. Instead of, you have these fireworks and it slams the brakes down, and then you're watching a stage show which you can't see because there's thousands of people in front of you. So I personally didn't enjoy it at all. I'm not saying it was bad. Far from it. There was a lot of effort and a lot of time when it goes into fireworks shows. There really is. And I will point that out though. You know, I'm not slamming Alton Towers down completely, but I just think it wasn't the greatest.
Well, talking about the catapults and that, the aftermath, the people, we had to meet up at somewhere because everybody got split up. Even if it's kids the most, because obviously they're so small, some of them, and they just got lost. Yeah,
well, I remember saying it because we was in a big group of us. We kind of were saying like, listen, okay, this is what's going to happen. It's going to be a mass rush. It really is. It's going to be crazy. So the old uns will meet you at Nemesis, and we will grab onto the little ones. And it's a good job we did, because you had some people trying to get to Forbidden Valley, and you had some people trying to get out of the park itself because they've had enough, because it was cold. It just was chaos. They need to sort that out. It's dangerous, to be fair. It's ridiculously dangerous. You could easily lose a child. You could easily get crushed because it's pitch black. There's no lights. I mean, come on, it's a family park, and honestly, I may not go next year. I'm going to be blatantly honest. I think I might leave it a season or two for the fireworks. I kind of feel like I've been burnt out for it. I think it's dangerous as well, how they can kind of pen you in there. But hey ho, it's the fireworks. Don't get me wrong, it was a fantastic day. It's busy, and I just feel like the 3 days they need to spread it out. I think 3 days. I know that I remember years and years and years ago. Do you remember this? When I think it was we queued. How long did we queue up for a hot chocolate?
Oh my god, it was so long.
I'm not exaggerating when I say it was about an hour.
Yeah.
An hour and 20 minutes to get a hot chocolate, because they'd never put a cap on the capacity of people going into that park, and I think they let it was like 40,000 people. And it was just not the staff couldn't handle it. The catering people couldn't handle it. It was awful. It really was. But overall, did you enjoy the fireworks?
A little bit. Yeah, like I said before, it was around halfway, around where the Stranger Things was, where it just kind of rushed it and just went all in one go.
Yeah.
Just not as good as last year or the year before.
Right. Okay. To be fair, actually, we've got my friend David who's actually going to come on the show. He actually he went to the fireworks with his family, and I know for a fact he was extremely angry. So we're actually going to leave it there because I want to get more on what he actually thinks on the fireworks and his perspective of it all. But overall, it was good. Don't get me wrong. I'm not slamming it down. It was a good show. However, it wasn't the greatest. That's just my saying.
Yeah, and it was very dangerous.
Yes, extremely dangerous.
So our third and final subject is at Thorpe Park. The old ride called X, which was probably one of the only 1.2 coasters. They changed to a 1.4, The Walking Dead.
Yeah, I know that Thorpe Park isn't the one for kids rides. Let's be honest, down the road you've got Chessington World of Adventure. That's for the kids, which is about 20-minute drive. And then you got Thorpe Park, which is for the big thrill seekers. And I like that. I like the fact of, when you go to Thorpe Park, you know what you're getting. If you're as a family, it's a really bad park for a family. If you've got kids under 1.4, it's not the park. You need to go to Chessington World of Adventure, which is just down the road. X itself
was really good.
I'm confused, right? I thought height restrictions were for the ride, and when you go round in circles or what, you're on the ride itself and your restraints, and yes, you do need to be 1.2 to ride this coaster. But then they changed the IP to Walking Dead, and then it upped it by 1.4,
which made no sense.
I'm slightly confused now. You shouldn't be doing that at all. And don't get me wrong, X itself was an amazing ride. I actually enjoyed it. It got slammed. It was poor. Yes, it needed some lighting effects and this and that in it all. And pretty much if you don't know what X was, it was a dark ride. It was a roller coaster inside a building pretty much. And you had like disco lights going off. And it was just more of the party feel atmosphere. And then obviously they thought, you know what, we need to scrap that. Let's build a Walking Dead. Let's get the IP from Walking Dead, and that would bring some people in. No, it didn't. If anything, it was an absolute shambles. In my eyes, I don't like the fact of they've got rid of a 1.2. No, I can't even say they got rid of it because it's still there, but they just upped the height restrictions because of the IP. I don't like how they've done that. I think it's disgusting. They've got less rides already, and now you got a 1.2. Now we're going to up it so you've got even more less. No, it's not good.
I think the only reason they did that was because they've added actors to it now, which, yes, they did. It's more scarier now, but like Dad said, it's just the same ride.
I would have got rid of the actors, put animatronics on there, and that would have been it. And now people would have said, yeah, but animatronics, Walking Dead, it's not really suitable, whatever. What about Jewel from Alton Towers? That's got zombies and stuff in it. Just because of the name of it, I just personally don't like the fact of you've had a 1.2 ride and it was great, leave it alone, and then you turn it into a Walking Dead, and now my son, who's not 1.4, can't ride it now. So hey, there's another ride we can take away from you. No, I genuinely don't like the fact of that at all. But overall, I hope have you got anything else to say?
No, not really.
Like I said, if you have any questions that you want to fire us, make sure you do comment below this video. Also, you can actually send questions in through our social medias, which is Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. We will reply through our next episode, and we'll give you a shout out as well. So overall, I think it's been good. I've enjoyed this podcast. It's been fun. What about yourself, Lewis?
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I can't wait to do it again.
Yeah, definitely. And like I say, it's not just going to be me and Lewis. There's going to be other people where Lewis is at this precise moment in time. So that's it. That is Off the Tracks, episode 1 completed and done and dusted. We do hope you've enjoyed this content. So from me, Danny.
And Lewis.
Thank you for watching Theme Park Family. Take care. Bye-bye.